joyous, because when their energy is around you, that is their energy. Their energy is excited and giddy and, just happy and joyous. So it's really exciting to be able to channel them. They wanted to step forward and say a few words, so I thought, hey, why not? Anyway, so I basically, I have known where they were located. Uh, Hi guys, hi. I know that I knew where they were located probably like a year and a half ago, I would say. I remember walking past and going, well, what do we have here? I knew right away what it was. Um, Many fairies all culminating in one location and about 3 blocks away from my house. And I thought, oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So, hey, hey. So, if you feel a little giddy or a little bit like super happy, excited, like kind of like extra peppy, but you don't know why. Now we know why. That's what they do. Their energy is just so high vibrational, and it's very busy energy. Like it's always moving around, and it's busy, and it's they're working. They're working real hard over here. So I took my neighbor Alyssa, Alyssa Reynolds. You can find her on YouTube as well. She has amazing video content on her channel as well. So Alyssa Reynolds, I'll put her contact info in the description box below. But I took her down to this location, which is 3 blocks away from where we are located. And I said, so I'm going to go and take you to this location and let me know what you feel, what you sense. And she could feel it like about half a block before we even got there, like almost like she was getting greeted, pretty much. So by the time we got right up on the location, she was like, oh, wow. And me too. Like it was just a wall of energy. And we were walking right into it. And there was so many fairies. This is a piece of land that no one's allowed to build on. It has really giant trees, beautiful. And they've built like swings for the kids so the kids can play and swing on the swings. And they have like a table and chairs built out of wood. Somebody built that right out of wood. I just thought it was just a cool spot. So we walk into this incredible amount of fairy energy under these trees and these beautiful, beautiful flowers in behind. And I was kind of taken aback. I personally could only make it in there for about 10 minutes. That's how strong the energy was. But I was seeing different sizes of fairies, different colors, which was kind of interesting because my only other experience, direct experience that I've had with the fairies, which I'll just pop up above right now, you guys can check that out on YouTube, is on another island off of this island. And the fairies were different at this time. And my friend, he was able to see them a little bit, and he could sense them. He could feel them in the room as they were working on us. And they were different. They were all looking the same. They were, single row coming in, much calmer. They were all like kind of a light, translucent bluish color. And then up close, working on him, they were more white. So it was really cool. What we have here 3 blocks away, this is much more different shapes, different sizes, and different colors. So we were seeing like shimmery copper, and all the way down to like very small, and then larger, much larger, and very busy, very, very busy. They were moving all over the place, different colors. the larger ones I would see as being like a shimmery copper colored. And they were so busy that they knew we were there, but many of them were taking the time just to notice us, but then they were back off working. They were really busy working. And I thought, man, that was I just thought, wow, they're busy doing something here. I'm just reading some of your comments. Yeah, because I have brought you here in the past. Except it was on another island, and on that island, they were different. They behaved differently. They looked a bit differently. Whereas 3 blocks away from my house, these ones are working. They're busy working, and they were, as soon as we walked into their energy, they started to clean us vibrationally, our energy. So they just started to, I guess you could call it, vacuuming us. It's similar like what Archangel Michael does, except on this day, it was the fairies. It was really cool. So, that's cool. You guys are posting the link to my last story. That was something else, let me tell you. That experience was incredible. And when you have somebody that can't see spirit, but they know something massive just entered the room, that was really cool. I'm like, that's because a lot of energy just did enter the room. And then he was asking me, well, what was it? What is it? He knew it was there. So, I mean, you don't have to be full-blown medium to pick up on energy. We're all developing our gifts. All of our chakras are opening further, developing further. And so with this group of fairies, it was different. They're very busy and they're working. Like, man, they are working and busy. So anyways, my neighbor, Alyssa, my friend Alyssa, and I just stood there like in awe. The energy ramped up to the point where after 10 minutes, I personally couldn't take it anymore. And that says a lot. Alyssa was ready to sit down and ground herself, which is smart, because if you have a lot of energy around you, conversing with you and vacuuming you, because they're trying to help us. They're trying to assist us, right? She was ready to sit down, and I was like, I have to step out of this. It was a lot for me. I mean, we're talking, I don't know, it's easily hundreds upon hundreds of fairies in one location. It was pretty cool. So today I'm going to be channeling them, and they would like to say a few words. So I thought, hey, let's do it. And then maybe they can answer some of your guys' questions too. Over the past 2 weeks, they have woken me up about 5 different nights as they're working on me. They're helping me with my ascension symptoms. They're vacuuming, and I can literally feel them. Like, it's in the middle of the night and I'm sleeping, and I'll feel something land on my face, and then something will land on my upper lip and then flick its wing up into my nostril. And I'm like, I know what it is. The first night I wasn't too sure what it was. So I called on Archangel Michael. He just kind of sauntered in the room like, there's nothing to be concerned of here. Nothing's allowed in my place anyways, or around me, period. So I knew it was high vibrational. I knew it was there to help me, but it was pestering me, and I wanted it gone so I could go back to sleep. So anyways, he saunters in the room, and he just escorts them all out, and I'm just like, good. Then I could sleep for the rest of the night, and I did, and it was good. But they've been working on me several nights in a row. And they'll land here, and then here, and over here, and on my lip, and flicking up my nose, and on my eyelid. It drives me mental. So basically, they're working on me, and there's many of them. And I basically asked them to leave because I want to go back to sleep. The first night they were on my face and on my chest a little bit for about 2 hours. I'm pretty sure this is the fairies, same energy from down the street. And I just, what are you doing? And they said, we're helping you with your ascension symptoms, which I was having really intense ascension symptoms at the time. So I was like, oh, thank you, because I really did need help. But then after that, I was like, okay, that's it. Everybody out. You're out. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm okay with them visiting. It's just when I can't sleep. And, you know, I had a reading the next day, and you know who you are because you're watching right now. And she's like, are you okay? You don't look like you've rested much. I'm like, I haven't rested much. The fairies were on me last night. And she's like, oh, okay. But yeah, I wasn't sleeping much. So anyways, so I've got 3 of them here with me. How do I know I have 3 of them here with me? Before I started coming on live, I said, so are we all ready? And so they pan me over 3 of them, and they all give me a thumbs up, one after another. So I know I got 3 of them here with me. I just chuckled. I'm like, okay, good. So I'm just going to see what they would like to say. Oh boy. I'm really going to have to ask the earth to help anchor me down and ground me right now, because the fairy energy makes you really giddy and happy, which is a great thing. It's just, how am I going to slow my roll enough to channel their words for you guys? Oh, that's a great question. Do you have to live in an area where they live in order for them to visit you, or are they everywhere? That's a great question. One question I did ask similar to that with the fairies that were on the island just off this one. They say those fairies do primarily hang out on that island there. But they did come back with us and kept working on my friend at my house for a little while. Whereas I haven't seen them here again since then. Whereas now I have the ones down the street pestering me at night. So anyways, okay. So we're going to find out that question. I mean, can you call on them? Can they be anywhere? You know, are they always located in your local area, or do you have to go out to the woods to visit them? Like, we don't have a lot of woods here, but we do have this piece of land that's not developed on, with several really old growth trees on them. And that's where they're situated. They're hanging out there. Big time. Okay. So they're right behind me, and I'm really going to try to just calm myself so I can channel their words. Because their energy is like up here, and I'm trying to keep grounded in order to channel. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to try and say what they're saying the way that they're saying it, okay? Hello. Welcome, everyone. It is an honor to be able to converse through this dear one today. And they're just smiling and really happy. They're super high vibrational. It is an honor to be able to have our words relayed for each of you. Thank you. There are 3 of us here. Wow. They're like really like, they're each like a different color. And I see translucent, multicolored, you know, when it's like an opal, multiple colors. That's how their wings look. And the one that's speaking with me is coming through as female. Just give me a thumbs up. And the other 2 are also female. She's telling me this. And they're not super big. I'm trying to gauge. I think they're, and she'll correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think they're around this big. She says a little smaller. This big? She says, yeah, about there. That's about how big their energies are. Okay. Okay, great. Okay, so each of them are going to take a turn conversing through me about specific topics that they would like to talk about. So I'm just going to see what they would like to say. Okay. The one that's coming through right now, she wants her name to be known as Bluebell, and she's got these opaque iridescent wings, but I see her dressing as being blue. Her energy is blue. She's telling me that her energy is blue, but she's projecting herself wearing blue clothing. Okay, got it. That helps. Got it. Okay, so what she'd like to say is, oh, you can call upon your neighborhood fairies anytime you wish. Anytime you need help, anytime you would like to have any dense, low vibrational energy cleaned from you, we will come. You just simply have to ask. You each have fairies located in your local neighborhoods. She says many people don't know that. I didn't even know that until this started happening with me down the street. The fairies in your local neighborhoods are situated within forested areas or areas that have not been cut down. So wherever you see several trees, wherever you're seeing a lot of trees and just wild grasses, she's just showing this to me in my head. So I'm just telling you what I'm seeing. It's like wherever you see trees and grasses, okay? For those of you who are situated within a large city environment, you still have fairies there. Isn't that cool? They are located, she's showing them looking like they're smaller, like their energy isn't as big, but they're still there. And they are located near bodies of water or any type of vegetation. So wherever they can hang out, if there's like one little tree, or maybe you have a pond on the outskirts of the city, or maybe you have, like, she's even showing me like a body of water. So this is anything that's a body of water. This can be like a, where you throw coins in, just like a little, even if you have like a little fountain of sorts, they'll hang out there. Got it. Okay. She's just saying yes, yes, yes. They like to hang around nature, water, vegetation, trees is their favorite. She's telling me that. Wherever there's a lot of nature, this is where they are situated. And again, she's reiterating, in larger cities, they just are a little bit smaller in energy than in other locations. Hi, guys. Yeah, that's a great question. Can people ask to have, oh, she's already saying yes. So the question is, can people ask to have their spouse cleaned by the fairies while they're sleeping? She's just like, yes, 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 you bet. So yes, you can. All you have to do is ask. Now, the fairies will work with your spouse's angels and their higher self, and they won't supersede what is comfortable for them, but there's a lot that they can do for them, cleaning them up wise. Not only cleaning them, but just helping them lift up in vibration, have more of a positive mindset and a positive mood. How cool is that? So cool. See, I channel and I'm learning the whole time with you guys. So awesome. Okay, so, oh, I think that's an absolute yes. Do they help with fairy tarot card readings? Oh yeah. She's just as she does. Okay, so you can listen to her say yes, but if you call the fairies in to communicate with you, you'll just get this lightness, and then they press in on the back of your head with this eagerness, and that is signaling a yes right away. And then I listen in and I get a yes. So you can do this. You can do that while you're doing the cards. I have a deck of fairy cards as well, and the fairies come through with them. And then if I feel like I want to bring in the angels, um, when I'm using the deck, I just call the angels in, and then the angels come in. I was really surprised when I got the goddess guidance oracle cards, and it was the goddesses coming in. I don't know. I thought, oh, it'll just be the angels. Nope. You are now calling in that energy to come and help you. And the goddesses are wonderful energies to come help. Let's see here. Where are we going now? So please call on your neighborhood fairies to come and help you, to help lift and raise your vibrational frequency, to clean your energy, to clean the energy of your loved ones, your spouses while they sleep. She's thinking this is comical, but she loves it. And now off to her friend who's coming in now. You're welcome. She's saying, thank you, Kristin, and she's moving off to my right. So in comes the next fairy. Ooh, this is different. This one feels a little bit more edgy. Like maybe this is the one that's doing a little bit more of the heavy lifting or something, the tougher work. Let's see what we got here. This is a copper one. It's copper in color. Beautiful, beautiful copper energy. Shimmery copper. She goes, yeah, I like that. You can call me Copper. Okay? Because over here, they all go by vibrational frequency and they use telepathy, right? So what you call them, if you feel like calling them Bluebell or Copper or whatever you want to call them, when they come to visit you, you can pick a name that you feel comfortable with. They don't mind. It's the same thing with the angels. The number one thing is that you sense their energy where they are, and you start practicing asking them yes and no questions, which means you get a yes and no response to your question. That's why I call it yes and no questions. So you'll ask them a question and you'll get a yes or a no, and you'll feel it. If it's a no, they'll make it real clear. And if it's a yes, they'll make it really clear. Same with the fairies. You can do the same thing with the fairies. Okay, so let's see what Copper would like to say. Oh yeah, this one's different than the other one. It's just taking her a little bit more time. She's not used to conversing telepathically with a human. How cool is that? I can hear you. So you keep talking. Thank you. Voice pitch is a little bit more with depth, a little bit more serious in nature. So we're going to see what comes through here. There are times when many of you are carrying okay, so she's putting images in my head now, okay? So I just got to tune out and see what she's showing me. It's like when we have a lot of low vibrational thinking, maybe we are not treating our bodies very good by way of substances or certain foods. It's the substances that Copper wants to talk about. It's the substances and and the low vibrational thinking, the stress, the worry, the fear, the doubt, all that low vibrational thinking and way of being in light. When you have that lower frequency, you can attract in lower energy to hang out with you. She says, Kristin hasn't seen a lot of this, but it is out there. That's true. Yes, that's true. So she's talking about when I'm offering a reading with someone and somebody comes to me and we check. And then if there's really something running amok, as Archangel Michael says, he starts to clear that out. But this copper wants you to know that the fairies can also clean this energy up. She's showing like a swarm of fairies all encompassing this energy and just working on it and working on it and working on it until it dissipates. It gets transmuted into the light. Okay? So when you ask for yourself to be cleaned or a loved one to be cleaned, know this. You've just called upon hundreds upon hundreds of fairies that are coming to work on this cleanup with you and for you and your loved ones. They can clean you. They can clean your home. They can clean your work environment. Really, they can clean your pets. They can clean anything. Okay? Copper says, we've all heard about the cleanup crew coming, okay? So we're talking about many more angels coming, along with Jesus, coming to clean up the planet, to help clean up even more of the energy here. And so Copper is letting us know that they aren't the only ones here to help with cleanup. You can call on them, your neighborhood fairies, and they will come and clean you. And they will clean up this energy. Notable changes that may occur once they do start this cleanup with you are you just don't feel like touching certain substances that you once enjoyed. You just aren't interested in them as much anymore, if at all. The other thing that's going to happen is you'll just have you will have an overall sense of well-being. You're going to feel a lot better. You're going to be more positive. You're going to feel good, more uplifted, more high vibrational. So call on them. Call on the fairies in your local neighborhood so that they can come and start working on you and doing this. Okay. Wow. That was a difference in fairy. Okay, so now we have a third one. This one's green. You know what I want to say? I want to say, is this Tinkerbell? But I know it's not Tinkerbell. But I see green, so you automatically think, okay, so let's see. No, this is not Tinkerbell. Oh, God. Okay, so here we go. So the green fairy's coming in, again, with translucent wings, green energy. Oh, this one feels like it is going to start talking about nature, the forests. Oh, yes, here we go. It's like I'm out in the forest in nature is what I feel like. And this is this one's sole duty, its job. It has this role it's playing along with many others like it. So now I'm going to be quiet and let it talk here now. Thank you, Kristin. Yes, my sole duty, my role is to help clean up the earth's back, clean up the forests, clean up the water, clean up. She's letting everyone know that the fairies can't do this alone. They need you to come out in your local neighborhoods and start to clean up the beaches, start cleaning up the water, start cleaning up if you see anything floating in the lakes or in the ocean. If you see anything on the beaches, even on the side, she's showing this to me, so I'm just going with what she's showing me. On the side of the curbs where where you see grass, if you see garbage, please pick it up. Cigarette butts. Ooh, she wants to talk about cigarette butts. Please do not flick your cigarette butts onto the ground, onto the earth. She wants each of you to see the earth as a living, breathing being. She knows that each of you need to hear this. The earth would also like each of us to start cleaning up her back. It's time to get out there, and it's time to start cleaning. Please do not place your cigarette butts on the ground, on the earth. She's talking about the way in which she would like to see cigarette butts getting taken care of. She's kind of rolling her eyes because cigarette butts, they're not cigarettes in general are not healthy for you. But again, that's maybe why cleanup is important. So then you may not crave the cigarettes as much in the future. She's pointing over with what they had said. Humper had said, yes. And she's saying that with cigarettes, if you have a fireplace, burn them up in the fireplace, because otherwise they're going to hang out on the earth's back everywhere. She wants me to talk about how many cigarette butts myself and Alyssa picked up off the beach a few weeks back. We helped with a beach cleanup, and we actually went and cleaned 2 beaches. The first beach, everybody knew everybody was cleaning up the beaches, right? So everybody's like smiling. We got our bag and we got our little tongs and we cleaned up the beach. The second beach, we decided we had a lot of energy still. Let's go clean up another beach. But this wasn't a beach cleanup. This was me and Alyssa going and cleaning up the second beach. And when we got there, everybody saw us there picking up all the garbage. And it was really interesting, the response that we got. They would see us, watch us, conversations stopped, and they just watched us. And then they started talking again. Alyssa had one younger woman saying, yeah, we live nearby and we were thinking about cleaning up the beaches too. And we're going to come down here and clean the beaches on this beach on a regular basis. I was like, awesome. I clean up the beaches for the earth's sake. We did that on Mother's Day, actually. Oh yeah, sorry. She says, how many cigarette butts did we pick up? I would say 30 to 40. Just that one day. Because the nice sand is like an ashtray, and then they leave it there. So we picked up about 30 or 40 cigarette butts off the beach in that one day. Please dispose of your cigarette butts appropriately. If you have a fireplace or some way to dispose of them, similar or like placing them into your fireplace, please do so that they are not floating around on the earth's back for years to come. Okay. The other thing she wants to talk about, okay, when you flick cigarette butts out on the ground. It's not good for the animals. It's not good for the insects. It's not good for everyone living out in nature with your cigarette butts there on the ground. Okay. All right. So now they're ready for your questions. So let's go. I'm excited. So I'm just going to see. Okay. So you guys go ahead. Start asking them any questions that you have. If you wake up in the middle of the night and you're feeling like a tickling or a flicking on your face and you've asked them to come and help clean you up, just know it's them. But you also have Archangel Michael that you have asked to move into your house, right? I hope every single one of you has done this, because why not? He's incredible. He's amazing. He's like my big brother. He is wonderful, and he's omnipresent, so he can come live in all of our homes. So you have a problem with anything, maybe they're pestering you a little bit too much at night while they're cleaning you up, you know who to call on. He's right there. He's right there by your entranceway. That's where he will hang out. He's right there by my entranceway, right by my cooler. Yeah. So do you want to say anything on this topic? No. As soon as you call on him, he will be there. That's what he's saying. Call upon me. Call upon me. Call upon me. Call upon me. Thank you. That's what he's saying. Oh, okay. So now the question is, the question that I have is, do fairies move to other cities or other locations, or do they primarily stay within their local city or location in which they reside? She's saying that there's local hot spots of fairy activity, and it's primarily situated in your local area. So fairies over in that city will stay there, and the fairies that are helping you in your local area will stay in your local area and will help you there. Okay? They don't move around often. That's what I'm getting. Oh, I love that. If we would like to create a fairy home, crystal garden, or put out treats for fairies, what would they like? She is showing me, because that's what's happening in my local neighborhood. People are making little fairy villages around the base of the trees and then putting up a little fence. She loves that. You don't need to put out any treats because we don't eat food. If you would like to send us love or come and visit us, come and visit us. That's what they would really like, for you to come and visit them and to call upon them, to ask them to come and help you, and send them high vibrational frequency and love and light. So Serena is asking, I live immersed in nature in Sedona by a creek and old mulberry trees. Wonderful. Do these fairies have any guidance for me? I feel like I'm getting your angel on this one. No? Okay. This is like, this must be because in the midst of fairy groups, at least the group on the other island where I was, there was like a queen fairy, like the one that was leading the others. It was a bit bigger and very, very serene, very wise. So I feel like I'm kind of getting that type of energy coming from your location. I'm getting a thumbs up, so I'm bang on. Okay, so this fairy is very wise. It is You could call it a queen fairy if you'd like, okay? If that's what we would like to call it. She's just saying that you're doing a wonderful job. You connect with the earth often. She observes you. She watches you doing this. There's not much, she's telling me this. You don't need a cleaning. You're at peace, and you are one with the earth. She's just really proud of you. She's watching you, and she's really proud of you. That's what I'm getting. And you don't need any cleaning. Okay? Here we go. We're going to move down here now. How cool is that? Your son has a lot of them around him. That's wonderful. You know, these new, I find these high vibrational children coming in on the planet, they have a lot of fairies around them. They're super high vibrational beings. The fairies around them, because the fairies most likely really enjoy their energy and want to spend time around them. What do you have to say about that? She's just saying yes, yes, yes. They really enjoy their frequency. And they like to play with them and have fun with them. Isn't that cool? Does each group of fairies have like a fairy queen of sorts, if you want to call it that? Yes. Isn't that cool? One to oversee the others. Cool. So how many fairies are located 3 blocks away from me? I haven't asked that question yet. That's what I'd like to know. How many fairies are there? Okay, she's showing me like a portal, okay, or a place where a whole ton of fairies are coming in. It's like a fairy hub. Really is. Really is. So how many approximately are there? She's saying thousands. No wonder they're coming and bugging me at night. They got so many to spare. No, they're all omnipresent. They can come and see all of us all at the same time. Energy can do that. So how cool is that? Thousands. Oh my God. Each of them have their own role. They each have their own role as to what they're working on, what they're taking care of. But they would love to come and work with us and help clean us. Clean our home, clean our pets, clean our loved ones. Help us, guide us to clean the earth. Help remove and clean away addictions, substances that are no longer they're no longer good for us, okay? Especially as we are shifting in vibrational frequency and we're ascending. Even if you're not ascending, we're all shifting in vibrational frequency. You can't escape this light that is permeating the planet, right? So this fairy energy would like to help us let go of the density, the things that are no longer best for us. Oh, I love it. I love that. You know, I've only come across a few fairy books, and they're just beautiful, beautiful artwork in there as well. Oh, I love it. Many of you guys are saying that you've played with fairies and sprites when you were younger. Oh, isn't that wonderful? You created a garden with water fountains and genomes. How beautiful. So how do you know that how do people know when you guys are around? They'll feel uplifted, they'll feel giddy, excited, happy, joyous. and then they'll get this spontaneity, like spontaneously you're going to feel like going out and cleaning the earth, walking around collecting garbage, or spontaneously you'll want to, she's talking about you'll want to go right in and start with creative crafts. Like you'll want to do things that are creative. You'll want to start bringing plants into your home, hanging up crystals, bringing more light into your home. That's just some of the few things that you'll want to do. For me, I wanted to go get some fairy books. I went and purchased a fairy deck of cards to use so that they could guide my hand to the card. So fairy deck. Oh man, me and plants were just the thing. Let me tell you. Well, everywhere. So you're wondering where the fairies are located in UK? I mean, the UK is incredible. Even I notice when individuals come to me for a reading from the UK, their angels are a little extra spicy, if you know what I mean. They're just like more straightforward. They're blunt. Sometimes they're like flitting around and like more giddy. They just have that extra something, you know what I mean? So in the UK, is there any like hotbed of fairy activity that you would like to relay? Ireland. That's the first word that's entering my brain. They're saying it and I see it. Ireland. And I see a whole bunch of magnificent green. Ireland is the hotbed for fairy activity. The whole of Ireland. Okay, well that's good to know. But there's hotbeds, like places where there's many of them. The best way to locate them is start to move towards where there are a grouping or a large amount of trees, okay? Wherever you see the trees, that's where the fairies are. She's smiling, give me a thumbs up, okay? Oh my God, that's awesome. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. So how does one attract fairies to them? That's a great question. She says, you don't need to attract us to you. You simply have to just ask. As soon as you ask, okay, so your thought, whether you think it or you speak it, right, is energy. And once you send that out there, they all pick up on it. As soon as you think it or say it, they all pick up on it and they know. The angels know, the fairies know, your spirit guides know, everybody knows. Everything is energy. Okay? So then as soon as you think it or ask out loud, they come. That's it. She's just dusting off her hand on that one because that's all you have to do. You just have to ask. That's it. But I would say get a deck of fairy cards because they're amazing and they're fun to use. Okay. Oh, she's talking about they would love to see you planting more flowers and more vegetation. That's not necessarily going to attract them in. They would just love to see that. She's talking about the way in the future. Okay, this is interesting. She's talking about how it's going to be in the future. In the future, it's going to be less lawns. So lawns, they look nice, but they're not functional. She is telling me in the future there's going to be more beds where you will grow fruit and vegetables, maybe trees on your property, and these beds where you will grow a lot of your own produce on your property. That is going to increasingly be popular and will be the way of the future. Lawns will be a thing of the past. She's being really blunt with that. I suppose it depends on how long has the homeless person left the property, and does it look like this is belongings of theirs that they're going to come back for, or is it just garbage that's all over the ground that they've left? If that's the case and you don't think they're coming back, absolutely go and pick that up. But make sure you wear protection on your hands. I'm going to show you what I just purchased, okay? So you can get a good idea. It was only $25, so this is what we should all be buying soon, okay? Okay, so this picks up garbage for me, okay? So it's a beauty. I love it. So it's got a handle on this end, and then I just go and I pick up garbage. So I just pick up anything I want with this. But I would still wear gloves anyways, okay? Wear gloves for hand protection, and then go and buy one of these at your local hardware store, or you can order them online. Home Depot, Amazon, eBay. They're wonderful. 25 bucks. And it's nice and shiny green, which I love. I went and picked it up right at the store. I got one for me and I got one for my neighbor Alyssa, so that we can go and pick up garbage off the ground. Because, you know, who wants to bend down and pick up every cigarette butt when you got something like that? And then you just have a bag and poof, pop it in. It makes it nice and much more enjoyable to pick up debris. Okay, just give me a second. This isn't my thought. It's not that you are just going and picking up garbage. It is that others are watching you pick up the garbage and thinking twice about dumping their garbage on the ground, whether it be cigarette butts or candy wrappers or whatever, water bottles. So they're going to watch you doing it. And they may not be ready to start collecting the debris off the ground like you are, but they will think twice before leaving their garbage on the ground. They will silently watch you. Is that ever true? We got a good taste of that, didn't we, Alyssa? It was like you could cut the silence and the awkwardness with a knife. It was so like, you know what I'm saying? We picked up running shoes, bathing suits, t-shirts, coffee cups, other pair of shoes. I mean, cigarette butts, plastic cups, water bottles. And this was just in one day. We filled up 2 garbage bags worth about this size off of one beach. And I'm really happy we did it. And now I've got this tool and we're going to go back and do it again and again and again and again and again. And however long it takes. If you want to take a break, take a break. But just know that the fairies are happy when you're doing that. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to answer one more question. Ooh, that's a great question. Are they helping just here on Earth, or are they also helping on other planets, other dimensions? Okay, so in the higher dimensions, they don't need to help out as much because they're not needed there. Okay, because things are much more high vibrational, and other planets, it's more working alongside each other and the other beings on the planet, the higher vibrational planets. I'm seeing like the Pleiadians. So the Pleiadian planets have fairies. I've been shown that many times. And it's more working along one another, helping one another. But as far as like garbage is concerned, that's where Earth comes into play. We are one of the few planets that is dispersing our debris all over the Earth's back, this planet's back. And now it's time to do something about it. When you sit back and you ignore it and you don't take action steps, that's when you need to call them in so that they can help motivate you and get that spontaneity going and that high vibrational frequency going. And then next thing you know, you're going to be buying one of these and you're off to the races. And you'll be thinking twice before you go and dump your debris on the Earth's back as well, she's saying. Okay, so let's all turn it around. Every single little tiny action step we take, even if it's just asking the fairies to come and help us. And I highly recommend you do. So have a wonderful Tuesday. We're coming back. Me and Archangel Michael are coming back this Sunday, and we're going to be talking about how do you know when you have reached the 4D or 5D? How do you know? What happens with you when you reach the 4th dimension or the 5th dimension? That's going to be exciting. Love you guys.